Let's get bang up to date with something that's been happening near the city of York this morning. Well, actually in the village of Tockwith, reporting on this big chemical fire at BCB Environmental Management that broke out at 4 o'clock this morning. Richard White is our man at the scene, about half a mile away from the factory. We can cross to him now and get the latest news from him. Richard, what's going on?
Yeah, I've now moved a little bit away from the fire, as you say. The fire is certainly dying down now. Where I'm stood this morning, I'm told there was a huge plume of smoke going over me. If I had been here at that time, about 8 o'clock. It's certainly died down a lot now, although for the first time today I can just about smell it in the air. I've come sort of downwind of the fire, had been stood upwind of the fire, now downwind in the village of Tockwith, where residents have been told to stay indoors and keep their windows and doors shut. That advice still remains. I was speaking to the Environment Agency just about half an hour ago, and they were saying still follow that advice. They're carrying out tests on the smoke at the moment, trying to work out what's in it. They don't think there's anything too dangerous in there, but they are carrying out tests just to be sure. The fire service, quite a number of the fire engines have now left, certainly from the huge numbers that were there this morning. But I'm in the village of Tockwith to speak to the Bulmer family, Craig, Liam and Tamara. Now, they had an early start this morning with a phone call, I think at about 7:15, warning them of the fire. I think you answered that, didn't you, Tamara? Tell me what you were told.
Well, it was my husband actually who answered the phone, and it was a friend in the village who rang, and she just said, you know, just check outside, and we looked, and the thick smoke was right above our house. You could see it on one side, and it blew right over, so we made sure all the windows were shut, and then basically we packed up our stuff and left the village, because it was a bit dangerous, we felt.
Yeah, the advice was to keep the doors and the windows shut, but you took that a bit further, didn't you, Craig?
Well, the reason for that was, I say, our friends woke us up and said there is a big fire outside. When I looked out the window, I was absolutely amazed just how thick and black the smoke was, and it was a bit like a scene from a war film. Occasionally you could see the sun breaking through that thick black cloud, and so I thought, well, I'll better phone the police just to see what the advice is. And they contacted me 10 minutes later and said, you are correct in what you've heard. The advice is to stay indoors, keep the windows closed. But they did add on to the end of that. They said, but if you're downwind of it and it's as bad as you say, maybe it would be a good idea to go upwind. So we decided we'd go to Wetherby.
You decided to stay there for a bit just to stay out of the smoke?
Well, yes, because, say, for at least 2 hours, it was really thick, acrid smoke, and there was lots of dust and fallout coming down. So we thought, well, the best decision is to get out of the smoke.
Let's just talk to your teenage son, Liam. The first thing you did this morning was grab the video camera.
Yeah, I tried to record as much of it as I could so I could send it to you guys. Just wanted everyone else to see what devastation their fires are causing. And it's the fourth time something's happened from BBC. We've had 3 fires and 1 chemical spillage. Just wanted everyone to see it because last time there was only a few photographs.
The film that you shot, some really dramatic, wasn't it? Some huge balls of flame coming up.
Yeah, there was flames about 20 metres high coming over the buildings, and then the smoke was just carried right throughout Tockwith. And we were looking at it, and it looks like it's being dumped all in York town.
Yeah, it was quite dramatic this morning. What do you hope? The building is very much gone, it's very much burnt down. What do you hope for the future?
Well, there has been a big battle in the village. I mean, I've just mainly supported a few local events and given some donation of money, but a lot of my friends have put many, many hours of their personal time in fighting this application because they were worried that this would happen, now, of course, it has happened. They were worried that if there was a fire and there was some chemicals there, some hazardous waste, what was going to be the risk to health from such an event. What I hope to happen? Well, I hope that this is now a wake-up call. Everyone's heeded our objections and now seen what can happen if there is a big fire.
BBC Radio York, travel. Thanks to our reporter Richard White and his family there in Tockwith, where we'll return and hear more of what they and other villagers have to say, of course, during the course of the day. Let's get a quick update on the roads now with Helen. Thank you very much indeed again to Richard White, our reporter out in the village of Tockwith today. No doubt we'll hear what more of the local residents have to say, and perhaps look forward to seeing young Liam's footage of the fire, maybe on Look North tonight.